Hello and welcome to another spot of positivity. Today it's Thought Spot Thursday. I need some music going there, don't I? I need a little theme song, so I need to work on that. Um, um, Today I usually start off with a little rant, but what am I complaining about? Always start the day by wondering what you're complaining about and bring those things into focus. Well, um, actually, lo and behold, out of the blue came a complaint. I had a little tea bag. I was going to make my tea for this spot of positivity. I had a little tea bag in a special little plastic bag, like it was with the tea bags. Thought, that will be an Earl Grey tea bag that I would have taken somewhere because it didn't feel like having regular tea. I really like Earl Grey tea so much better than regular black tea. Anyway, so I made my nice cup of tea to drink on this show here, to sip in front of you, causing everyone, I'm sure, to be desperately jealous. And I went tea bag in, I went to do some other couple things, went back, the tea bag's in there. It's very dark. I think, wow, it's really brewed quite a dark color, deep color. It's just regular tea. It's not what I wanted. I wanted to have Earl Grey. No big deal. Anyway, that was my silly rant. It's no big deal at all. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But I was thinking, I like to I think it's because my family know that I don't complain very much about things, and I have my little pitiful rants on a Thursday, and here it was. The rant of not knowing what you've put in a little bag, and you find it was not what you were looking for, not what you're expecting. And I guess that happens in life. Things happen, that you're not expecting, and this ability to roll with the punches and be versatile is super, super, super important. I happen to have the personality that thrives with that, but not everyone does, and for some people it's really difficult. I have other things that are challenging to me. Rolling with the punches is one thing that it feels like a good stretch. It feels like a good, like something that you're really coming into yourself with. But I mean, it also means I'm a less, like I get bored more easily when things are too mundane and too routine. So that's a weakness of mine. I suppose I can get bored easily, but rolling with the punches, that's all right. So I guess I'll just enjoy my black tea. In Scotland, when you have such a dark color of tea, which I don't know, I can't show it to you, I can't turn around my cup. Oh yeah, there we go. You call it builder's tea. It's the kind of tea that you would serve to somebody coming, like a plumber or a builder, or somebody coming to your home, and you'd offer them a cup of tea. They tend to want it really dark. This is kind of a British thing. So that was a cup of builder's tea, and I do like it strong, but I was thinking it was Earl Grey. So there you go. Roll with the punches. Talk about builder's tea. No problem. Today, my little thought for today, sometimes I struggle with this, but it's usually something that I'm going through at the time, and something that I want to share with you because it's like something I'm working on and learning about. So today I'm going to say a little bit about perspective and what a difference that makes on your outlook. Well, it does mean outlook, I guess, but on your attitude to your day. And for me, sometimes I have been lately, I wouldn't say overwhelmed, but a lot of thoughts have been whirling around my mind, and little niggly things that come and steal my joy. And I remember my dad saying long time ago, he had an analogy about perspective that is really helpful. He said, if you had a penny in your hand, A penny is tiny, isn't it? Unless you held it right in front of your eye, it would seem massive. It would seem huge. It would seem like it was filling your whole vision. But if you just hold it back and arm's length or whatever, where's my arm? There we go. Arm's length. See, even that's big because I'm holding it close to the camera, right? My fingers are not superhuman massive fingers. They're just normal sized fingers, a bit long, but not ridiculously long. And it's like if you hold a coin, you put it in your purse, you put it in your wallet or whatever, it's just a coin, it's just small. And that's sometimes the way when we look at, one or two things that are bothering us that need to get done, that need to get sorted out. They can seem so massive when we hold them in front of our eyes, but when we look back, they're actually not as big as we imagine them to be. A thing that is kind of related to that. Yeah, so I would suggest looking like trying to step back from things and going, oh, it's not as big as I thought. Another part, I was going to just mention, when you need something to happen, a situation to change, let's say, for instance, somebody needs a job. It feels huge sometimes. It feels so big. It feels insurmountable. It feels out of control. But if you put it in perspective, all that needs to happen is one thing. They need one job. Well, you could say they need several streams of income or something like that. But they need one thing. It's not like they need everything, a whole bunch of things to happen. They need one thing. And it can feel like when a whole series of things have gone wrong, when there's been a whole series of disappointments, that it's always going to be that way. The fact is, you don't need a whole series of things to just, in this case, I guess sometimes things to go right. You need just that one thing to go right to set things in motion. And so that's really helpful to me. And it keeps me positive to know that not everything needs to be absolutely impeccably perfect and a whole bunch of stuff needs to come together. No, you just need that one thing to go. And so it keeps me positive to believe that thing can happen. The one thing you're waiting for can happen. And if you have it in front of your eye, it's like this huge coin. You put it down, you go, okay, it's okay. In the grand scheme of things, it can be all right. Now, this might not relate to everybody. I'm sure it doesn't. But it's something that I found helpful this week as I ponder and flip around and sort through and navigate the things flying at me in my brain. Another thing that somebody said a few years ago that really stuck with me is it's always sunny above the clouds. Now, at the time, I was living in Scotland, and we get a lot of rain in Scotland. Right now I'm in Cyprus, and it actually is always sunny. It's very, very often sunny. But there's something to be said about looking at things from a great height and thinking, oh, okay, it's going to be all right. It can fall into place. It can be okay. And it's sometimes when you're scrambling around on the ground and you don't take a moment to rise above and go, okay, I need some perspective on this. It's going to be all right. Not everything has gone right. I've had disappointments. I've had things that are difficult. I've had things that have felt overwhelming. It's like in the fog in the ground, and the myriad of thoughts in the ground, the myriad of vying for your attention, disappointments, all that kind of stuff. And you rise above and you look at it from a different point of view, and you believe that it doesn't have to be big and fill all your vision. Things can come out right, and if you get a perspective that's higher, then your positivity can return and it's going to be okay. So for some of you, maybe that doesn't make sense and you're really going through a hard time, and I respect that. I know it's not easy, but if there's a little spark of positivity that you can get from that today, I hope you can get some perspective and know it's going to be all right in the end. Thanks for watching, and join me again on A Spot of Positivity.